agency, otherwise known as the AKPK, has successfully released 10,700 individuals from debt from 2006 to June this year. And out of that, 15% are 20 to 30 years old. And so, what are the reasons behind poor financial management?
In Malaysia alone, there are about 160,000 individuals seeking assistance or counseling in managing their debt. Of this, 15% or about 24,000 are young adults at the age of 24 to 25. According to Credit Counseling and Debt Management Agency, or AKPK, the major financial difficulty faced by its clients is poor financial planning, making up 50.1% of the cases received. Other cases included failure or slowdown in business, high medical expenses, high cost of living, and retrenchment. On this segment, Nur Akmar Yaakob, Chief Financial Education at AKPK, shares with us on financial literacy amongst the young working adults.
Financial literacy means that you're able to differentiate what to do with your money. Okay, knowing, for example, you have a certain amount of income. What do you do with it? If you want to take up financing, you know where to go, and what are the things that surround this loans that you're taking, and why you're taking. So people are more aware.
Being the leaders of tomorrow, Nur Akmar said these young adults are faced with many challenges, one being their own desires to have what others are having, or following the norms of those around them.
Now, as some of us know, Malaysia is an aging society. So why do you think financial literacy is very important for the younger generation, especially for the younger working adults?
I think it's because we always know that these young adults eventually will become the leaders of tomorrow. So they have to know how to manage. I think the challenging part for these people is this. There are a lot of challenges for them to manage. They are, for example, when I was younger, in my generation, we don't have these gadgets. We don't have this desire to have iPad and all these phones, all those. So here it's a norm. You can see that the young, even a young kid will be holding on a gadget. So these are not cheap gadgets. These are expensive gadgets, and it's easy for them to purchase big ticket items like cars, for example. So it's also that they are buying cars is probably beyond their means, but because other people are doing it, and therefore they have to be in the group. So it is very, very important that they know how to manage for the future.
AKPK aims to be the authority in financial wellness, educating the public on financial literacy and how to live a holistic lifestyle towards retirement. She added that one of the reasons as to why the current young adults have poor financial management is that they have the mentality of living for today rather than saving for tomorrow.
Okay, we can categorize it into broad areas. Number one, we say one is the learned. That means they have financial education, either formally or informal. So these people, although they get the education of money management, but they are also, especially for the young adults, they believe in today and they take very little concern about tomorrow. The other one is, like I mentioned before, they're keeping up with the Joneses. My neighbor has a certain car, a big car, and I also should have a certain car, because we all come from the same unis, and therefore, it's okay. I don't have to financial management. I just buy whatever. Number three is because of lack of self-discipline. So I think basically it's all a lack of self-discipline, lack of control. There's a mismatch of knowing and doing. The other one is they have no or lack of knowledge, and therefore they are ignorance. They feel that they accept whatever is due to them is fate. you know. So, and money management or financial education is the least of their priority in life.
But what does it take to be financially savvy? Is knowing what to do with your money enough to help manage your income?
So what do you think people can do so that they can wisely manage their household debt and income?
Well, it is firstly, I think it's a cliche. People will say that, oh, it's easier said than done, but it's true. But you have to plan your finances. You have to do your budget, and you just have to follow your budget. You might get off track, for example, but at least you have a budget, rather than you go through life not knowing what to do with your money and so on. So you know what to do with your money, whether you're doing it right, you know. And the other one is you have to save for emergency. Again, it's a cliche. People say you have to save for emergency. It's true, because a lot of people, if, for example, they're out of a job, for example, but bills keep on coming. Right. So you have to have savings so that you are able to manage to pay for all these bills. And the other thing very important, especially for the young adults and maybe for other people, is delay gratification. Like we mentioned just now, they always believe in today, they don't care about tomorrow. But perhaps you can have that beautiful car that you want. Maybe it's just not this year. Maybe when your finances are stronger, you know, you have more excesses, then probably you can have that car that you want. So it's a delay gratification. In terms of getting debts, we always tell people to take productive debts. For example, debts that could increase your asset. A car, for example. Although a car is a yes, it's a what do you call it? Depreciating asset. But at least that car will make you go to your office, take you to your office, and therefore you earn income, so that it can be an asset for you.
The thing I wanted to ask you about, normally when people go through their finances every month, should they set aside for savings first, or should they spend on expenses first? Which one should come first?
So if you read a book by a lot of these financial gurus, they always say pay yourself first. Yeah, so what it means is that you take your salary before you spend, pay yourself. So a lot of people misunderstood that concept. They think that after I take a portion for me, for example, we always advocate about 10%, so that 10% of their pay, they will go and spend it, you know. So yes, that's right, but it's not. When they say pay yourself first, about 10%, minimum of 10%, you put it into savings and don't touch that until you have come to a point where you have saved for your emergency fund. And then after that, you will do the rest. So only after that, you will do your savings. Your spending. Yeah. So
when you say spending, does that include expenses for utilities?
Yes.
To pay for your car payment as well?
Yeah. So in expenses, in AKPK, what we're teaching the public is this. Expenses are divided into three. One is fixed expenses, one is variable expenses, one is discretionary expenses. So fixed expenses are for your loans, your credit card if you have outstanding balance, and your insurance. What do you call that? Variable expenses these are your needs. For example, your groceries, your for the car, if you have a car, you got the petrol, toll, parking, maintenance, and so on and so forth. For the discretionary, just like the word says, discretionary, these are more for your wants, shopping, holidays, you know, your pedicure, manicure, and that sort of thing. So it goes into the discretionary.
David Blaylock, an associate advisor at Mike Mills Wealth Management, said paying yourself first means saving before you do anything else. But how can this be done? Blaylock shares that a person should try and set aside a certain portion of their income the day they got their pay before spending any discretionary money. Most people wait and only save the leftovers. Now that is paying yourself last.
So now let's talk about Sensible, the online game, Sensible Choice online game.
Yep.
What actually was the driving force that prompted AKPK to liaise or collaborate with Visa to launch this game?
Okay, Visa actually has been in the market to promote financial education in their own way, and somehow or other we understood that concept and we got together because they are also looking for young adults, in which one of our target group is also young adults. So what they're doing is they are doing the program. They set up the platform for it. And for this year, we are always looking at the content. Content is very, very important for the young adults because we've got the books and the content. So we do the contents with them, and then the universities.
Right after the break, ecotourism in Malaysia and the challenges that exist.